Welcome back to Miss Lisa's YouTube channel. We're going to learn how to do a couple of interesting things today on our TI-84 graphing calculator. So what we're going to be doing is making a scatter plot and then figuring out the equation that goes with it. So we use this some in physics class. So you might be watching this for a physics class or algebra. We do it also. It's a super useful thing to be able to do because there's a bunch of algebra problems where they'll give you 2 points and they want you to come up with the line, and you can do this, and it's way easier than the normal way that you have to put that into the y equals mx plus b formula. So our example that if you're doing this as a class that you'll be doing is you're going to be putting this data in for your scatter plots. Well, I'll do this one down here, okay? So first of all, what you do is you turn on your calculator right there, and then we're going to go to this button that says Stat for statistics, and we want to put in our data, so we're going to select number 1, Edit. You can either push number 1 or you can push Enter since my cursor is already there. And I already have stuff in here that I need to get rid of. Now, if you have more data points than what's in here, you can just write over it. But since I have less, I want to delete them. So I'm going to use that button, Delete. Now, you have to be careful, because if you get your little cursor up on the list 1, list 2 thing, you can delete the whole list. And it's a pain. You can get it back. You can Google how to do it. But it's better to not do it in the first place. So I'm deleting all of that out. I'm going to go over here and delete all of this column out. And this might be what yours looked like to start with, okay? I'm going to make the first column my x's, so I'm going to put those numbers in first. So I'm going to use my arrows and go back over here. And my numbers are 72, and it starts it down here, and then when you put enter, it pops it up there. 47, 26, 23. Those are my numbers. Ta-da! Okay, now I'm going to arrow over to this one, and it's 44, 30, 16, 14. So that's what the points I want to put on my graph. Now, next I need to go to Stat Plot. So I'm going to go second, y equals, and that gets me there. And I want this to be turned on. So I'm going to hit Enter. I'm going to hit Enter again to turn it on. It's dots. It's going to use list 1 and 2. It's going to have little dots that look like that, and it's blue. Sounds good to me. Now, the next thing I need, so I'm going to quit out of that. Second mode is quit. The next thing is I got to make sure my window, I don't have any negative numbers, and the biggest number is 72. So I'm going to go to Window, and I'm going to make my minimum 0, x minimum. My maximum we'll make it 75, since 72 is my biggest. Scale 1, that's all right. My y minimum could be 0 because I don't have any negative numbers. And my y maximum could also be 75. So that should give me a good thing. Now, the last thing I need to check is I need to go look at this y equals button and see if I have an equation here. Because if I do, it's going to graph it also, and I don't want to graph it. So I'm going to delete that out, or I can hit Clear. I'm going to hit Clear, and it went away. So now I'm ready to graph it. There it is. There's my graph. Yay. Okay, now the next thing it said is it says it wants me to write the equation that goes with this. So I'm going to push Stat again, and I'm going to go over to Calculate, and I'm going to go to the one that's number 4, LinReg. That's linear regression. Fancy math talk for give me an equation. So I went down to 4. Now I say list 1 and list 2. Yes, that's what I want you to use. And I go down here to Calculate and hit Enter. And there's my equation. So let me write it down on this little sticky note I got here. Let me move that around. And I'll write down my equation. It's y equals ax plus b is the way they put it. They use a instead of m. You're probably more familiar with m. So a is, or m is 0.61. X plus b is 0.1, we'll say 8. Okay, so that's my equation. Now, so I'm going to put my equation into the calculator now. So it is, I wrote it down from the thing, it's 0.61 x The X button is right here. So it's X, T, theta, N. Okay, and now I say plus 0.18. Okay, so I put my equation in, and I'm going to graph it again. And yep, my equation went through my lines. That looks good. Okay, so it said to write the equation, write a direct variation model that uses the body length of the member of the violin to its total length. So write your equation. And then the other thing they want you to do is they want you to say, well, what if it's 28? What would the other one be? So we can do that with this button, trace. But we're going to go to, so we're going to hit trace, and I want, what about if it's 28? So I put 28 in there, hit enter. Oops, where'd my graph go? Here we go. Trace, I want to do 28. Why is it flipping back? This is not my usual calculator. This is my son's. And normally if you hit trace and you put in what it is, it will tell you on the bottom. Maybe I need to do, let's try. It's not intersect. Maybe I need to say value. This is not a very, X. Okay, this calculator is a little fancier than mine. In fact, mine died this morning. It won't charge anymore. Okay, so it gave me the X on the bottom that I want. And so I'm going to put in 28, enter, and it tells me that if X is 28, Y is 17. So then if we wanted it the other way, if we wanted to figure out, well, what makes Y 28, we would add to this and try a different value. We got 23, so now let's try 40. We have to just sort of guess more. 42 is 25. We want 28. Let's try 45. Ta-da! That would round to 28. Let's try 46. That would also. So if you want what is Y when X is a certain thing, then you would do it, you could put it in. If you want to know what is X when Y is a certain thing, you have to kind of guess until you get it there. Another way to do it is on table. Second graph, here we can look at our table, and we can scroll through for the values to find out what it is. Now, my table is changing by such little amounts there. You can make it change more. With second window is tibble set, and you can change your table. See triangle tibble? Let's try changing table. It's changing by 1. I might want to change more, or I might want to change less, but then you could scroll through. And how you get to table is the second of graph, and you can look and see what your values are. All right, so if you do your whatever you have, excuse me, if you are following along with this class, you'll be doing that one. All right, math is great. See you soon.